record button. Welcome to Rhythm and Roads. I'm your host, Joshua Jacob. We have a very special guest with us. We have sport physician Dr. Marco Castro. He's also a motocross a professional and a lot of other entrepreneur hats that he wears. So I'm looking forward to hearing this story behind everything. So welcome,
Thank
sir.
you for having me.
Oh yeah, man.
How long have you been doing this podcast, by the way?
Well, August 31st will be the 2 year anniversary. Um, yeah, so I have a little special.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you, man. I have a little special treat for that. So keep an eye out for that.
I heard.
Yeah. So tell me, dude, so I know that you used to be a motocross, used to do that. But as right now you're a sport physician doctor, right?
Yeah, yeah. So I started out, going to Portland, Oregon, becoming a chiropractor, which normally you go into chiropractic. And I got an unusual opportunity where a medical company wanted the best student from the university, and I just got lucky. They chose me, and
Wow.
they integrated me straight into medicine in Denver, Colorado. So I started working as one of the first chiropractors in the nation,
Really?
in medicine and occupational medicine.
That's cool. Wow.
Yeah,
Well,
it
I
was.
want to I want to get to the beginning of the crazy sport stunts that you do with the motocross and just that journey of you starting as well. Then we can go through the rest. So what interests you to want to pursue that field?
I mean, I grew up with autism and ADD, so I didn't fit in with soccer and those sort of sports. I was
Okay.
just socially awkward, but I was really good at learning and understanding patterns and things. And so, BMX, motocross, skateboarding, those are individual sports, and it's different than ball and stick sports, and they operate at the highest level of the game. If you mess up in a football game, you don't usually die. You mess up in a motorcycle or a mountain bike or skydiving,
Yeah.
it can be your life, and so you're forced to operate at a much higher level with those arenas, and that's what drew me to it. I fell in love with those sports.
Wow.
With motocross, it's funny because that's the one I'm probably worst at. The guys,
Really? No
yeah.
way.
I mean, I started racing locally in El Paso motocross. BMX, I was good at. I'd go all the way to the pro, and then I
Yeah.
lost it, broke my wrist to an injury. But motocross, um, I thought I was fast. I would race the tracks here. Mr. Yamaha local dealership brought in another pro named Mark Traversky, and Mark Traversky started to literally lap me at the races.
Oh
And
wow.
I was
Okay.
at that point, oh my gosh, I'm slow. And um, he went on to the pros in the big Supercross series, and he ended up never qualifying for an event. And this is a fast dude. This is a really fast dude. So it just tells you the level of steps there are between amateur, expert, and pro. And those guys are just at an incredible level. I'm
Wow.
gonna find a new seat here because this big event is getting out there.
No, no worries. Yeah.
So yeah, so at that point I realized I'm never going to be pro.
Yeah.
Um, BMX is the one thing I really excelled at, and mountain biking and then snowboarding. Snowboarding is my big jam. I snowboarded all over
Nice.
the country, all over the Pacific Northwest,
Dang,
British
dude.
Columbia, Montana, Seattle, Washington, Utah, everywhere. Yeah,
Wow.
and you could drop me off in a helicopter in the backcountry in the middle of a massive snowstorm, and I'd be just fine. Um,
Hmm.
that's my jam.
Have you ever gone to Ruidoso to the Ski Apache?
Yeah, yeah, I grew up there. In fact,
Oh, you
I
did. Okay.
was working for a bike shop called Ride On Sports. They probably got me into it. I started working for a snowboard and mountain bike shop. And the rep brought in the first snowboard. It was called a Kemper. And he goes, "Hey, you want to try this?" I took it to Ruidoso. They wouldn't let me on the lift. So they said, "We can't let you on the lift with that thing." So I had to hike, but I learned to snowboard. And this was back in
Yeah.
91. I was
Wow.
snowboarding. Yeah. I'm doing it ever since then.
Dang.
Uh,
Well, I never snowboard, but I mean that stuff. I heard a lot of. I have some friends that did it, and they said it's pretty fun. Yeah.
I love it.
Fun.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of solitude. You see things that people will never see in their lives.
Oh, I bet.
Massive just mountains and views and crevasses and ice
Yeah.
fields. Like British Columbia is really neat up there in Whistler and Blackcomb. You'll snowboard, just see some crazy things. And you get your friends together, you pile in a cabin, and you guys have a blast for the weekend and bond.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Well, I want to get into your. I know you mentioned your business that you will be launching very soon. You want to share about that?
Yeah. Yeah. when Obamacare tanked medicine, all the doctors went out of business and got bought by the hospital groups. And chiropractors, I didn't really want to be an employee, and hospitals don't really employ chiropractors; they'll employ physical therapists
Okay.
because they have to work under the docs usually. And so um, I ended up searching for other avenues of business and started multiple other businesses. But the main one, I had always been working with pro athletes along the way. The Rockies, did a little, internship at Nike camp, Nike World Headquarters with all the where all the big dogs are.
Oh, wow.
You know, Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, Lance Armstrong, Bo Jackson, all those guys were Nike sponsored athletes. And so the campus is centered around the athletes they're sponsoring at the time. And so I really loved the pro sports world. And I noticed in the ball and stick sports, they didn't really appreciate me as much as they do in the action sports. So I gravitated into the Red Bull side.
Oh,
And
okay.
so we were basically, I took a table out to Red Bull events and I would say, hey, I'm here to offer free care. And next thing you know, I'd have all the guys lined up to see me. And so we started doing that. We turned it into a nonprofit. And then we got a TV show that wanted to follow me around the country touring, treating famous people.
Oh,
And
that's cool.
I
Well,
ended up in this TV show, the second episode, we were going to go hang out with Keanu Reeves and a superbike rider named Dustin Apgar. That was the plan for the episode. So the network was going to reach out to Keanu to see if Keanu would sponsor the episode with Arch Motorcycles. We would go see his bikes, take him to the racetrack, and we would race with a pro, me and Keanu. And the pro would obviously kick our butts, but we'd talk smack and have a lot of fun with it. And so
yeah.
the pro rider was named Dustin. He just stops talking to me all of a sudden. And I was like, man, I am so devastated. I don't know. I didn't know what happened to him or why he wouldn't talk to me.
Yeah.
Turned out that poor Dustin flew a paraglider into a truck and died.
Oh,
Uh,
man.
and so it wasn't that he was avoiding me. He had actually died. And I felt really guilty because I was with a local kid named Clint Chamales, who's a local paraglider. You may have seen him flying over El Paso. And I was going to get Clint to start teaching me while Dustin learned. And at that point, I just said, you know what? I'm not going to paraglide no more. It kind of changed my whole. It was
Wow.
that moment of mortality that we go through once in a while. You realize, holy cow, I can die. And at the
Yeah.
same time, we're passing away of COVID.
Oh,
And
wow. Okay.
with COVID, I had patients coming in say their mother or father had passed away in the hospital and they weren't even allowed to say goodbye. So they're just living with this regret and this remorse from a lack of closure. And
Wow. That's crazy.
they would listen to voicemails just to hear their mom or dad talking.
Yeah.
And so I ended up uh I ended up talking to my attorneys and saying, hey, I want to leave a video for my children in case I die. And the attorneys had a hard time with it and that they didn't know what medium to put it on. So if they put it on a CD or USB drive, and that may not open with your laptop or with your computer
Oh,
5 years
right.
from now.
Right. Makes
So that
sense.
was the big problem. So I went back and I patented the world's first social media platform for the end of life industry.
Wow. Okay.
To understand it, it's kind of like it's awkward to walk into a funeral home and play a race car video. It's just out of place. It's not something you do. The same way
Right.
it's awkward to walk into Facebook and say, hey, I'm dying of cancer, or hey, I'm feeling suicidal. I need
Mm.
help. It's just out of place. There's too much other banter.
Mm.
And the first ones to really recognize this, to give them due credit, was LinkedIn. LinkedIn recognized that there's too much distraction on Facebook. They need a platform, a social media platform like Facebook, but completely dedicated to business professionals. And we saw LinkedIn launch, and I didn't think it would last. I thought it would end up, just turning into a Facebook with garbage getting uploaded, but it actually surprisingly self-moderated, and the business professionals kept it proper. And it's been a wild success. So
Wow. That's
we ended up,
interesting,
yeah.
man.
So we ended up saying, okay, let's take the concept that LinkedIn did, but let's apply it to the medical industry, the end of life industry, the hospice care industry. So we are the Facebook for cancer centers, hospice centers, funeral homes, suicide, depression, battered women,
Dang.
all the
Wow.
serious things that people need help with and need peer
Yeah.
counseling on. And we're in a peer counseling format.
That's awesome.
So if you
Wow.
imagine like Instagram,
Yeah.
but every feed has a major purpose. So one feed on Instagram is called The Terminal, and that's for patients dealing with terminal illness. A patient can come in there, declare what condition they have. They can find other patients with that same condition. They can share with them how they've gotten help or success, or they've been able to battle the disease successfully or find a cure, or how they've been able to deal with it or deal with family members or all the big issues that come along when we start dealing with these end of life issues. So it's a very serious site. It's a very necessary site for peer counseling, peer support. And on our end, the stuff we don't really talk about, Facebook harvests data for marketing and for profit. Our goal isn't that at all. Our goal is to harvest data to find out, how many patients are really getting cured by this or that or the other. How many patients are participating in alternative care and they're actually doing well? Do we need to look at that? So it's going to provide data for us to extrapolate and improve terminal illness conditions, suicide treatment outcomes, things like that, where
Um,
before, how do you pull that out of Facebook and just analyze that? We needed a
right.
dedicated site. Um, and the way the covenant works, there's really two sides to the platform.
That's the name of the website, right? The brand.
Yeah, the covenant. It's called the covenant.
Okay.
Sorry, it's humid here and raining in El Paso, and I'm sitting outside of the big fun.
Oh shoot, yeah. It's raining right
Um,
now?
yeah, it's just humid now. It had been. It's sprinkling a little
Oh,
bit.
okay.
Um, the covenant has two sides to it. Yeah, it's called the covenant, and our slogan is "Leave your last whisper to the world."
Yeah.
So you go on the covenant, you record a whisper, you assign a guardian, your little kiddo, whoever you assign the guardian gets an email that says, Josh has designated you guardian of his last whisper to the world. When the kid accepts the link, it brings them into our site, and the video that you left him is locked in a vault, and it doesn't open until you're gone.
Wow.
So that's the covenant side of it, from creating,
That's
assigning,
really
locking,
cool, man.
storing, and
Wow.
distributing whispers. It's real heavy because you can
Yeah.
go into that feed later and you can say, I want to see all the people with my last name. I want to search all the Castros in the world and
Yeah.
see, my relatives who passed away before me. Or you can say, I want to see what politicians have died today, or I want to see what actors have died today, or I want to see who in El Paso's passed away. And
Yeah.
it functions as the new modernized version of the old newspaper obituaries.
Wow. Dang, that's interesting, man. And when does this launch?
It's super heavy. Well, we just are finishing up some legal battles in in a personal divorce case,
Oh,
but
okay.
we should be ready to launch as soon as that's done. We're going into the angel investment phase. Originally, we brought in an angel investor. He bought a large percentage for several $1 million. We're going back. We're going to angel investment. We're looking right now for 5 million in angel funds. One single investor. We're not looking for venture capital at this time.
Oh, okay. So you're not looking for it right now?
We are sort of. I mean, we have people on deck that want to interview and they want to talk about it.
Just talk about
Um,
it? Okay.
yeah, but we just don't want to take any money till we finish the divorce case. Obviously, you don't want
Makes sense.
divorce accept money when you're in that sort of situation. So we've almost tied up all the loose ends on that and
Yeah.
ready to go.
Well, I gotta say, man, that's really interesting how, like, yeah, because there's no other thing like that. It's a very unique business that you would be operating. For
It,
the,
it,
for those that pass that have a certain, yeah, a view to see their loved one share of, hey, I left this for this person and my last words for you, and it's an actual video. I mean, that's very, very creative.
it's
Hey,
super heavy. It's
yeah.
it's why we don't talk about it. And um, uh, there's this huge international group of leaders, presidents, kings, queens, princes from all over the world that have been gathering. They did the first one in Copenhagen, Denmark, I believe, and they gathered to discuss bringing talks about the end of life to the forefront of the conversation to start working on the general population's mental health.
Mhm.
Suppressing it, we're finding out, is causing much more problems. And
Yeah.
so, if you can get someone who's suicidal and you give them a place to vent and yell, and you get everybody else who's been through that in that same room that's able to help them, talk to them, guide them, take them under their wing, you
Wow.
can hopefully we can really start to make an impact in things. And soldier suicide is one of the biggest goals for this platform.
Oh, I
One of
bet. Yeah,
one
that's
of
a
our
good.
feeds, other than the terminal, is called War Dogs, and that's a feed to help address and help peer counseling for guys who know what they're going through and guys who have gotten through it to come in and help guys who aren't making it through it so easily.
Wow.
Uh, so that's one of our major goals here with Fort Bliss. We're going to launch the entire platform free for El Paso, coming up
Really?
pretty.
Free?
Yeah,
Wow.
anybody right now, we're not telling them, but anybody who signs up, if you go to covenantwhisper.com
Yeah.
and you sign up for, you just click get started, you put a profile, and that's it. Don't buy anything, don't do anything. Everybody who's got a registered profile, we're going to send them when we launch a coupon. So when they check out, they don't pay anything, they get free whispers. And so
Oh, dude. Heck
it's kind
yeah,
of a thank
dude.
you to El Paso and a way for us to onboard people in the city to help start testing the loads and the database and that sort of thing.
Hey, that's awesome, man. Well, we definitely
It'll
look
be
forward
fun.
to having that. So for all of El
Cool.
Paso.
Yeah.
What a great way to start the company is by just giving that for free, everyone here in El Paso
Yeah,
that
it's
signs
it's
up.
giving
Yeah.
back to my hometown. I
Yeah.
hated El Paso when I left. I left to Portland, Denver. Now I love El Paso. It's we've embraced the city pretty well.
No,
We
that's
love
good. That's good, man. Yes, and it's very important for mental health right now, for a lot of us that, have others that are taking care of themselves, counseling, certain things like that, even in the military. But like even for me, I'm taking counseling sessions. And there's no shame in that. You're rebuilding yourself, you're helping yourself, and that's always important. So,
Yeah, if someone gets cancer, something like that, the biggest thing they feel is alone right
oh, I
away.
bet, yeah.
You don't know how, you don't want to be bugged by people. And the poor cancer patient ends up taking on so much, or any terminal illness, they end up taking on so much more stress consoling people who are
Oh,
calling them, going, oh, I'm so sorry. And they're like, don't. So they're ending up counseling people who are affected by their condition. And that's exhausting in itself.
no, I
So
bet,
in a
yeah.
place where other victims with it can talk with them in a more productive, more meaningful way, and hopefully achieve some better result. That's what we're going for.
No, yeah, and I'm glad you're going for that. I do want to ask, do you have a certain time frame that you think this might launch, like the end of this
I
year,
mean,
next
we
year?
already are online at covenantwhisper.com, so you can already see the website. You can
Oh,
already
okay.
click into the web app. We don't have the pretty product online. We don't want our secret sauce all be given out,
Right.
but we have what's called a minimally viable product. So that is online already.
Okay.
Uh, and so we are ready to go. We literally have just been on, we took on a funder, an investor, um, and we were ready to go, but the divorce hit. And so the divorce, we just had a major mediation date today. So we signed a major contract to settle a lot of it. So we could
Wow,
be
good.
running within 30, 60 days.
All right. Well, there you go.
But
So we look forward
yeah,
to
we
after
plan a
that.
year. I'd say plan a year at the worst, just to because we just don't know what with the divorce stuff. That stuff can take forever.
Well, that's true too.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for sharing
Thank
that
you
of
for
the
having me.
covenant. I mean, that's really it's going to definitely blow up once it's officially launched. I mean, that's the one and only out there that will do that. For a lost loved one to want to share their last words on video and the family or friend can see that. So, man, that's awesome, man. Is it just you that created this, or you have a partner, or?
No, there's a guy named Bill Roll, an amazing dude. He's a military
Oh,
retired.
really? Okay.
Yeah. And airborne, I believe. And Bill is an amazing guy. And Bill, I've got these crazy ADD visionary ideas, and Bill is the guy who can just put a strategy down to paper and implement it. And so I brought Bill in originally and said, "Hey, Bill, here's the idea I have. I want this developed to fruition." And Bill's mostly got to be credited with bringing the idea to full fruition. I mean, he sat there with me every day and took what I had in my brain and put it to the world. And so, unfortunately, Bill had to step away from the company in the end because he had to start paying the bills. And I've been living with no money launching this for 2 years, which is,
Oh,
even my
dude.
parents thought I was crazy. How could you be a doctor and walk away from your salary, do something crazy and be poor? Why would you do that to yourself? But, I just realized when I was a doctor, the money wasn't making me happy. It was,
Mm,
I was making this money. I was doing everything I was supposed to do. I was already there at the finish line of what I thought I was the goal, the life was about. And I realized I wasn't happy. I was bored. I needed something else. And
yeah.
so basically I needed a new goal.
Right.
That's what the covenant has given me. But Bill really helped out. He was instrumental in applying and helping me do that.
That's
But
awesome, man.
right now it is just me 100% owner, which is really nice.
Yeah,
That's a good
that's
place to
good.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I do want to ask you, thank you for sharing that about your new company coming out down the road, the Covenant. Really, what a cool name too.
We got it from Raiders of the Lost Ark, the Ark of the Covenant, which is an
Yeah,
old
actually one of
show.
my favorite films, actually. From
Yeah. He
yeah,
holds the souls of those who died. So we thought it was appropriate.
that's a catchy way to present that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to ask you. I know you're very familiar, or you're been around a lot of celebrities. You want to name a few that you've met? Because I know from your
Oh
your
God. I
profile, I
mean,
was intrigued.
pick it. I mean, I got to treat Roy Jones Jr. I mean, I've shaken hands with everybody. Michael Waltrip, Cesar Chavez, Travis Pastrana,
Oh, wow.
Bucky Disick, Tony Hawk, all sorts of race car
Tony
drivers.
Hawk too?
Oh yeah, all the guys are. I mean, I met Tony Hawk first when I was like 17, 16.
Wow.
Lance Mountain, Steve Caballero, all the big dogs. I was into action sports and I was doing that. So I was
Yeah.
skateboarding, I was BMXing. So yeah, I didn't get to work on Tony Hawk ever. But Bucky Lasek was like a number two, number three. Him and Christian Asoy and Tony Hawk were all big vert, those big half pipe skaters.
Wow.
Bucky Lasek was on the Subaru Rally team I did a stint with, helping them out in Red Bull Global Rallycross and then Monster Energy. So
Wow.
there's just so many, man. I mean, everyone to Formula One guys,
Yeah.
anything in Red Bull I admired.
I read on your profile that you met Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, Snoop Dogg was funny. So that's you want to hear that story?
Sure, yeah.
we a group took over a hotel for South by Southwest for 2 weeks or whatever it is. It's a three-story, not a hotel, a nightclub called the Club Rio in Austin.
Okay.
It's a three-story club. The top floor has a swimming pool on it. And so what they did is they would have a concert on one floor while they cleaned the other floor, and they would keep swapping it up and down. So you'd have middle floor and upper floor concerts alternating while they're cleaning. And so we had ASAP Mob, we had Grandmaster Flash, we had Snoop Dogg, just we had famous artists for a huge party for weeks, along with all the guests. That was like the CEO of
Um,
Coca-Cola, the CEO of
yeah.
McDonald's, all the MTV VJs, and they would all come through. And the company I had started at the time was called ProMotion Visual, where I would do 3D mapping graphics for these artists. So they would give me their graphics. I would cover the inside of the venue with their graphics. Like for Snoop Dogg, we did Mary Jane and Gin and Juice, all his different type of, I don't
Wow.
remember his companies at this time, but you get the idea. And we
Yeah.
would put those logos all over the place. And so when Snoop went to go perform, I'm down in the green room with a police officer in front of me that's watching the green room. And Snoop goes out there, gets him on stage to start performing, and right away, this is Austin, Texas, mind you. This stuff isn't legal. Being Snoop, he lights up a joint and does the whole NWA "fuck the police" line, and so I'm
Oh
like, "Holy
man.
cow!" And I'm filming the Austin Police Department jacket on this guy, and then filling Snoop. And this floor that they moved Snoop into was a dungeness room, real low ceilings, because he had such a crowd. The weight couldn't support his crowd
Wow.
on the roof. So the entire room fills with pot smoke.
Oh, dude, that's
So it was a
crazy.
wonderful show. I was like, man, this is so much. This is what you dream about, you know?
I
And
bet, yeah.
we had like Grandmaster Flash or somebody upstairs
Oh, that's
after.
cool.
And so I go upstairs to check on the cop. The cop goes up there to guard the next room, and I go up there with him, and I'm worried he's going to be mad about this. And I go, "How you doing, officer? Here's a water. You okay?" And he goes, "This is the best party I've ever been to in my life."
Wow. He's
We
all
knew at that
into
point they
it.
needed to call the chief and tell him not to test the guys for the next couple weeks.
Yeah, right? Yeah, for real. Like, all right, no one get tested.
Yeah,
That's so funny, man. Thanks for sharing that story, dude. That's pretty
yeah,
cool.
man. Good tons of those fun stories.
Wow. Well, before we end on the episode, for them to find the Covenant, what was the website link?
It's covenantwhisper.com.
Covenantwhisper.com.
You got it.
And then to find you on social media.
Social media, Marco Castro on Facebook or like TikTok or any of the others. It's R6, like the letter R, the number six. It's a street bike, Yamaha
Okay.
R6.
Yeah.
And then Cairo, Cairo, like Cairo, Egypt.
Oh, all right.
So, yep, I'm the weird motocross street bike racing chiropractor.
Yeah. No, yeah. One thing I also want to address is Dr. Marco's actually Jessica Sachs's boyfriend. And I've been very blessed to have them as my friends and just the way that they've already supported Rhythm and Roads. Just the support of just their friendship as well, just in general, have been a blessing. So thank you to you and Jessica for being there. And I appreciate you. So all
I
this,
admire anyone trying to do something out of the norm, buddy, and doing podcasts, trying to make it in the world is a difficult thing. So you got to give
yeah.
kudos to those who try.
Oh, well, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
And
For
then, like you
sure.
said, we're all in this together and just helping each other support. And yeah, for a good cause too, for just everyone out there to get out there to share their story. So
Yeah, and if anyone doesn't know about Jessica Sachs, I mean, she just won 2025 Female Vocalist of the Year at the West Texas
really,
Music Awards. She's hit
Wow.
the #1 spot on Tejano TV with her song Baila Conmigo recently.
That's
We have
awesome.
another song in the top 10 Tejano charts. Her music is currently being written by one of the former real cumbia kings, A.B. Quintanilla.
Yeah. Wow, really? Okay.
Chris Dominguez. And Chris Dominguez is a great guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he won his first of three Grammys like when he was like 17 years old or
That's
something.
crazy.
And that's
Wow.
Jessica's partner now. We're doing
Yeah,
this
yeah.
out of El Paso, which is really neat for El Paso to see artists that big coming out of the city and inspire their kids to maybe try and take the leap into music.
Oh yeah, and that's awesome. Congrats to Jess for being the number one. That's really cool. Yeah. And
Thank you,
Chris,
man. It's
yeah, and Chris Dom's that producer with of Jessica is definitely he's such a blessing as well. Very humble guy, very chill. I mean, so
Yeah, you
just
got
the
to
way.
meet him with
Oh
us, huh?
yeah, man. Just the way that he
That's our
was with
life,
us.
baby. It's fun. It's life is much more fun when you're living like that every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Oh, of course, bro. Yeah. All right.
All
Well,
right.
thank you, Dr. Marco Castro, for coming on Rhythm and Roads. And for those that want to come on Rhythm and Roads, the Instagram account is Rhythm and Roads Official. And then the podcast on YouTube is Rhythm and Roads Podcast. If you'd like to come on and share your story, the platform is open to you because every story matters and every story does make a difference. So, yeah, thank you so much, guys. Appreciate you. And thank you again, Dr. Marco, for coming on.
Thank you for having me. I
Yeah.
appreciate you.
Thank you, guys.